Hi, Sassy Scrappers. How are you doing today? I'm going to turn the volume up a little bit here because it was really quiet. So hopefully it's working for you. I'm going to click OK that we want to record it. So hoping you're staying cool. Oh, and I hit something in there and I don't know what I hit. Hopefully it's okay. Yep, I'm still on there. So it is like 110 heat index here today or something like that. So really hot. So I'm inside. So I just wanted to jump on today for Marvelous Monday. And we are going to take one piece of double-sided paper and make 2 pages. Okay. So it's a little bit different than sometimes I do, but we're going to do it real quick because I don't have a lot of time. And I'm going to show you the layout and how to cut it. And then I want you guys to do a layout and post it on my the Sassy Scrapper, Steph Thompson on Facebook. Okay, sound good? All right, I'm gonna switch over so we can get started here. So we will remove this and we will spotlight this one. And it looks a little funky. I'm not sure, but it's there. So hi. Okay, so this is what we're going to do. I've got 2 pieces of cardstock that I'm going to use for the base. And I'm going to use the brown, which is a little bit different. I'm using a piece of paper, and you want a piece of paper that is kind of different on both sides. So you have a contrast between those colors because this is the only paper that we are going to use. So I'm going to take a pencil and I'm going to lay this out on my 13-inch cutting mat and try to get lined up the best I can here. And I'm going to mark it at 6 inches here, 6 inches here, 6 inches down here. Ugh, need my glasses. And 6 inches over here. Okay, so I have it on all the sixes, all the way around. Okay, so now what I'm going to do is I'm going to take and I'm going to put it in my trimmer. You shouldn't do it on top of this because that's what warps it. But and mark from, I'm going to put my glasses on. Sorry. Make sure I get the right mark. Okay, mark it from this mark on 6 inches to this one. I'm going to put both of those little marks right on my cutting line. I can hold it still. Okay, so there's the one, and there's the other one. Okay, and I'm going to cut. Bang. Okay, there's one triangle. Now I'm going to turn it this way. I'm going to do the same thing from that cutting line to that one. There's two. I'm going to do the same thing again from, let's see, where is it? Oh, right there. That cutting line to the point, actually. Just a freckle. Okay, there's 3. And now I'm going to do from this cutting line to that cutting line, which is actually making it into a square. Okay, and we've got 4 there, okay? So now, while I have this piece in here, I'm going to take it and I'm going to cut 1/2 inch off of this side. Okay, so I have that strip. And then I'm going to take and come all the way around. So flip it completely opposite. And I'm going to cut 1/2 inch off this side. All right. So I have 2 strips and a rectangle. Okay. All right. Now off of each one of these, I'm going to line this up on the 1/2 inch line. And I'm going to cut 1/2 inch off of each one of these. So I've got my triangle and a 1/2 inch line. Okay. And look at it matches up. Cool, huh? So there's one. Same thing. Line it right up on that 1/2 inch line. And remember that 1/2 inch line is the first line that goes all the way down on the right side. That's why one of the reasons I really like the CM trimmer is because you've got 1 inch and almost 3/4 over on this side that you can cut, on this other side that you can cut with, which really makes a lot of difference when you're cutting small pieces. And then you've got a lot on the left side here to support that paper so it doesn't fall down and you get a nice cut. Okay, there's 3 of them. I'm going to do one more. Line it right up on that line that goes all the way up and down. Get it on there good. Hold it back here. And one last cut. Okay, I think we're basically done cutting. We'll have to do some mats and stuff later if we have time. So now I'm going to lay out my cardstock, and I am going to use a little bit of my mint tape. And like I said, I got that from scrapbook.com because Creative Memories does not have it. And this is, okay, I'm going to put a little mint tape right there. I'm going to grab my other piece and put over here and move my pieces here. I'll go on that one. All the way, so get it lined up good. On my mat, I've got some extra ones here that I've used before that I'm just stick down real quick. Sure where I'm going to need them. The worst thing about the tape is that, you know, like if I'm going to put something right here, it's right in the way, but I like to do this rather than the repo on the back, because that makes a mess out of your mat. My mats get dirty enough the way it is. Okay, so I'm going to take these triangles and put them around the outside here. And then I'm going to take these and go right along there. And just cut them off. I'm just going to flip them off, put them on there. Now, we can do it this way, or we can do it this way. See, that mint tape's always in the way. So we have 2 different options. Personally, I don't know what you like, but I think I'm going to go this way. I like that green showing up more. I'm going to flip that one over, flip this over, that up here, and then I'll do the same thing here. So it just takes a few cuts. I can adhere all those down, and so I have a square here. And then over here, what I'm going to do is I'm going to take and run my paper from 6 inches here to, of course, my tape's in the way, 6 inches up here. Okay, so that's where I would have that. And then I'm going to turn this over and run it right up against there. And then I should be able to go from 6 inches down here to 6 inches over there and line that up. So that's basically my layout, okay? Quick, easy. Then what we're going to do is we're going to cut some mats. Now I thought maybe I would throw yellow in there just as something different because this is just kind of blah. And I had a scrap. So we'll see how big this scrap is. See if it's 6 inches wide. Oh, not quite, but it's 5 3/4. I want it 6 for the mats here. The pictures could be 5 3/4, but I want it 4 by 6. So, darn. All right, so we'll do 6 inches, and I'm gonna have to get more paper. And there's 4 inches, so I can do one here. And let me grab a piece of paper. I didn't know how much time I had, but it's right here. I'll tell you, I had a crop here this weekend with, there were 10 of us here. And man, did we go through the cardstock. So it was a good crop. We had a good time and had got lots of pages done. All of us did, I think. So that's always good. That's our goal. Pictures on pages. Okay, here's 3. I think I'm gonna do at least a couple more. And these are just strictly 4x6 or 6x4s. And I'm just gonna lay them out here real quick, obviously before I hook it down, because I don't want to run out of time. And I'm not seeing how much time I have left. So anyway, over here, I think I'm just gonna go one picture here and one picture here, like that. And that will give me room for like a title or something up here, or a nice embellishment cluster there. And then over here, let's see, we could do this, this, and this. Something like that. Or where's that little piece I had? I have another, here it is. Smaller piece here. Well, I could put that up there too if I wanted to. Although these are all 4x6s, so I kind of like that. So anyway, that's kind of the layout. And again, you could have a nice embellishment cluster here, 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 and over here, you know, however you want. But 5 pictures, and you'd have, you know, where you can put some journaling strips, some of the white journaling strips, or I think there's the cream colored ones, craft colored ones. Those would look nice on this probably too. So anyway, I have a few minutes, so I'm gonna grab my handy dandy Repo jumbo tape runner, and put it over here on my mat. And like I said, we just line this one up at 6 inches and 6 inches. There we go. Oops, I got a little wrinkle in it. And then it went past 6. So I'm going to get my all-purpose tool out. And since I did use my Repo, it will come up nice and easy. Okay, we'll just adjust it a little bit. There we go. Now it's good. Okay, then same thing here. Actually, right now, what I'm putting this on is my craft mat. See that brown? That's a craft mat that was in the advisor box for the first quarter of the year. And I think we're probably going to be getting those towards the end of this year, first of next, with some inks and some things that we can use on that mat. But it also works for the Repo tape as well. Okay, then I'm going to put a little on this. And just adhere this down, and hopefully that fits kind of right in between there, because it did come off of there. I'm going to flip it around because it's not lining up just exactly right. And when it came right off of there, it should really line up well. Good is the operative word, huh? Okay, that's better. And like I said, I think I would probably do something like that here. And then over here, of course, you just got your corners, your diamonds in the corner. Not diamonds, they're triangles, dust out. And I'm going to pull this tape off. Just so, stick it up there. I can get this right in the corner. There we go. And these little pieces, since we cut them right off of there, we just flipped them over, and look at, they line up perfectly there. So little Repo on the back of those. Our repo tape, I had a gal here that was a little nervous about using repo, and I talked her into it. She wanted something that was going to be permanent. Well, our repo tape does turn permanent after time, so you don't have to worry about that. And believe me, I've never had an issue with stuff falling off with this, and I don't think I use a whole lot of repo compared to some people. So I've not had trouble. The only time I've ever had trouble with just regular repo tape is if I'm doing, sometimes when I'm doing, when you cut out the center, when you gut a page and then put the paper on the gutted part, then, or the frame. Sometimes I like to use a little bit like the regular, it's a little bit heavier adhesive for that. And also if you're doing a project where you have a lot of folds on things and you're folding and folding and you want them to stay down, I usually use actually the craft tape or the special max strength crafting tape. For that, it holds even better. So we have several different strengths of tape that you can use. And we also have the vellum tape when you use vellum. Doesn't show up. You can burnish it, rub it down when you put that on, and then it doesn't show through the vellum. So anyway, you guys are getting the idea of here of how we, oops, I need a little bit more up here. How I'm doing this. And so, like I said, all you need is one piece of double-sided paper and a couple pieces of cardstock. And this, I mean, it looks like more than that, doesn't it, when you get it all down here? Here I go with my mint tape again, is in the way. So hopefully my head's not in the way here. I don't think it is, but lined up. Let me get it as close as I can. Another thing you could do, it would be fun too, is you could put some little strips, sticker strips or something along where those come together there as well, if you wanted to do that. Just a quick little easy layout to get those pictures. You know, there's an 80-20 rule. And many of you have probably heard the 80-20 rule about 150 zillion different things. I was always talking about the 80-20 rule when I was still working. But there's also an 80-20 rule with our scrapbook. And of course, it's just a guide. But 80% of the pages that you make should be quick and easy, and get them together and get the pictures on, and you're good to go. They don't have to be anything really fancy. I think I lost a map. No, I didn't. You know, just like this, quick and easy, ready to go. And 20%, then it's kind of fun to do those special like template pages or a page that has some special, like I said, folds or cuts or something really cool. So that way your books have a lot of variety in them. Anyway, this is the layout, guys. And like I said, you put some stuff up here. You know, you could even add another, you know, you could completely mirror it. This one's a little small, but you could completely mirror it. Just depending on what photos you have, you could rearrange these however you want. So that is our Marvelous Monday for today. And I'm going to remove the spotlight here. And just going to say that I hope you liked this. If you did, please let me know. Please click the like button and subscribe if you can too. And when you subscribe, I try every Monday and every Thursday to do a little something on here. Sometimes I have tools on here that I try to show you how to use or that maybe you didn't know about. Other times I do layouts, so you never know what I'm going to come up with. So anyway, I'm glad that you stopped in today. Please, once again, make this layout and then go to Facebook. the Sassy Scrapper, Steph Thompson, and post it below. I'll put this video on there on my YouTube, and I'll put it on there on that Facebook page so that you can link over to it. But on that Facebook page under that YouTube video, go ahead and post your pictures of it. I'd love to see what you come up with too. So, okay, so have a great, marvelous Monday. And those of you that are close here, would love to see you at Wacky Wednesday right here. Okay, so stay sassy. Bye-bye.